And we are recording.
Boom. We are live.
Well, we've been live.
Live. Been live. Entire dude.
Yeah, I know. So, guys, welcome to the first Coast to Coast podcast. My name is Kiko, Fit Gamer. His name is.
Caesar Guaje Rodriguez.
All right. We're actually just about to start our first podcast ever. We're excited for this new adventure that we decided to do. We're passionate about Twitch and YouTube, so this seemed like
Yes,
something
sir.
that we always been wanting to do, and Guaje came up with the idea of it, and I was like, "You're goddamn right, we're doing a podcast." All right,
yeah.
then. Oh, go ahead.
No. Yeah. This is kind of an idea that's been in the works over the course of the last 18 hours between Big Gamer and I. But in general, it's something I've been kind of wanting to do, but just more so just trying to figure out the ideas. Obviously, Twitch is a good place to even start all this. But yeah, you'll be seeing this live on Twitch, and then eventually you'll be seeing most of these streams heading over to YouTube as well for recaps.
We created our own stream channel. We did our own thing, so eventually you're gonna be seeing a link spread around on both his channel and my channel for you guys to be able to catch up the highlights and everything. But let's not catch ourselves into the future. Let's go back into the present.
Yeah.
First off, welcome to the podcast. Like I said, we're not sure. Are we gonna do this a weekly or daily thing, or what are we gonna do?
I really don't want to do this once a week. I'd love to try to find a way to incorporate this at least, I don't know,
3 or 4
a couple
times?
times a week. Yeah, 3, 4 times, Um, I would love to. I wouldn't mind that 3, 4 times a week because I don't mind streaming my own content, but I'm more than happy to be streaming also this podcast. It also has to fit with our schedule because little did you guys know, as you'll now find out, uh the gamers on the East Coast, I'm from the West Coast. So our hours are very different.
Hence the coast to coast name.
Coast to coast.
Gonzo saying, "Do it every crescent moon."
Do it every crescent moon.
So he basically wants the podcast to already die.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks, Gonzo. Appreciate it. Wow.
What was I gonna say? So, first off, obviously we're gonna start is, who are we? Do you want to take the first, the first go, and we can just go with the conversation?
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Cesar Rodriguez. I'm 23 years old. I'm from the West Coast. I live in Portland, Oregon. Um, I've always been an avid lover of football and video games. Something that I've been heavily addicted to for as long as I can remember. Started off with the Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, you name it. And then in terms of the sport, fell in love with it in around 2003 to 2005. Really got into it after the first World Cup experience, which was the 2006 World Cup. And so, sports, video games, it's pretty much all I'm ever involved in. When you go to my social media, that's all you're gonna see. My aspirations was to try and play professionally. Fortunately, a knee injury kind of screwed that up, and it all went downhill. But apologies, I need to fix something real quick right here.
Don't worry, don't worry. If anything, I
Yeah.
didn't want to interrupt you, but I never asked you. I don't know if I didn't wanna
No, yeah, of
be.
course. Just give me a moment.
Oh no, yeah. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, so this is gonna be going on your end because my mic was never hooked up on my stream's end because I just
What?
created this. Yeah. So
Oh
just so
yeah. I know
y'all
what
know for
happened.
a fact, it's gonna be going to your stream. All right, perfect. So as I was saying, what were you gonna ask? Go ahead.
So I never meant to go further into it, but what exactly happened with the injury? I never asked you.
So yeah, I was out for most of my senior year for the fall. We were in training, and so the side of my knee collided with someone else's knee, so I was just out pretty much. I screwed it up and I was out for about majority of the season. So I only came back for like the last 2 games, but I pretty much had nothing to do between fall, and I was gonna play rec league in the spring or do something. But in that time frame, I started to gain some some muscle and some flab. And so over the course of the years, I kind of just lost motivation from the injury, and it's pretty sporadic. Every now and then, my knee injury starts to flare up and whatnot. So unfortunately, it's affected my performance when I'm playing. I can only play for a certain amount of time, but I fell in love with the idea. Like I viewed the sport in a different way. I'm really technical, and I really analyze and tend to overanalyze the game, and I fall in love with the sport for like the players and whatnot, but I fall in love more so for the philosophy and tactics of the game, which is why I started coaching this year.
Oh yeah, how did you guys do it? Like I know the season's over, but like, and you told me a
Yeah,
little bit about
so
what did you finish?
yeah. So the team that I'm coaching for, so I live in Portland, Oregon, and I go to coach in Hillsboro, Oregon, which is about from where I live a 25 to 45-minute drive. So every day after work, from Monday through Thursday, I was an assistant coach for two teams, a U17 and U18 team. The team was Hillsboro FC Bayern, and the cool thing about the team is that they're partnered with GPS, which is Global Premiership Soccer, heavily affiliated in North America. They have a bunch of teams, and they're also partnered with Bayern Munich, so they get the official licensing and gear from the club and whatnot. And it was a great experience with the U17 and U18 players. I'm just like 4 or 5 years, well, 5 to 6 years older than some of these players, and so I was able to easily connect with a lot of the pop culture references and Fortnite and all that jazz. But we the summer is mostly playing tournaments, and what we do during the summer is we do a lot of traveling and try to play a lot of competition and tournaments. But it's not really, it's important, of course, to get the fitness and conditioning for the players, because unfortunately, not only do they have to play club, they're also conditioning for high school. So a lot of our players had high school practice in the morning, then came in the evening to practice for club. So there's a lot of fatigue, and we had a lot of injuries over the course of summer, which is something we don't want to happen, but it was inevitable. But were semi-finalists in most of all our tournaments. We did win one tournament in June, which is the Adidas Clash at the Border tournament, between Washington and Oregon. That was our U18. They won the bronze division there. But then every other tournament we were in, we were pretty much semi-finalists. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it to that last stretch, but took a lot of pride into the fact that a lot of the players are completely new. So to even make it that far with the little chemistry that they had, some had great chemistry. Our U17 is a premier team, so they have better chemistry, but they have at least 5 to 6 new players as well. So again, to make it as far as they did is good. Our main focus now during the off season is to get them prepared and get them into work on more on their technique and other drills to win the league division and make it to state next year.
All right, yeah, it seems like you're putting the same passion that we have on Twitch and YouTube into their
Yeah.
gaming. Bad
Yeah.
thing we cannot in real life is a good thing. There's not such a thing as pay to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get into that point later on. In my case, my name is Francisco. You can call me Kiko or Fig Gamer. Also a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber, same as Guaje. I used to live in Honduras for majority of my life. I moved here around 6 years ago. Now I just fell in love with the game of football or soccer around the 2010 World Cup. I don't know if you remember that, Guaje. In
I do.
my eyes, that's actually, in looking back to it, that's the most boring World Cup in the last 12 years. And that day I remember, like, the whole World Cup made me feel like, just like, damn, this is a beautiful sport. I want to get involved into. I want to do it. Then the more
Mhm.
I got involved into gaming and stuff here and more into YouTube, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do that as my career. I kind of want to join this. I kind of want to do this on the side. And if it ever takes me on a career, which I hope that's the way that this is gonna go, eventually I want to just do more and more things. Like the podcast is one thing, Twitch is one thing, YouTube is one thing. Like the name says, I'm a fake gamer. I want to teach people how to be fit. I want to like show them that you can be a gamer and also you can be passionate as a sport. Like Guaje, he's passionate about football. A knee injury didn't stop him. It's not gonna stop us from just following our dreams. And it's just something that the podcast and everything that you can see, we want to put that out there. So if for some reason one day you see us down, that's probably because we don't have sleep.
Yeah.
And like don't really ever think that we're not trying to do it. It's just we're probably tired, that's all. But besides that, I've been playing FIFA since I can remember. I've been playing video games since I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I've been doing sports since I was very, very little. And it's just a passion overall. I'm probably we're gonna like the more you guys watch the podcast and the streams, you're gonna get to know us even more. And we're probably gonna be repetitive sometimes, but we're gonna display the same things that we preach at all times. And yeah, I mean that pretty much segues to the next point of like what are our goals on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah. Obviously, Geek and I have the same mentality and drive in terms of content creation. Our goal is to obviously get partnered on Twitch and make it big on YouTube. That's obviously our some of our biggest goals here. One thing I would love to incorporate for myself is to kind of like be like David Myler, how he's a football player and he Twitch streams and
Jesus.
makes video content. I'll be a coach of video content and be a Twitch streamer. Again, the more money, the better.
How does it go? Oh, you had the gaming right here in your, or you have content creation right here. There's a wall.
Yep.
There's sleep. There's
Yep.
school. There's work and everything. Oh, how can I
Yep.
fit this in? And there's sleep and just like, oh, can I?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'd love to I just want to make. I mean, like I said, we just really want to excel at what we do and do what we can to not just, of course, do it for the money, but just more so to just be out there and put ourselves out there and connect with other communities and connect with other people. I mean, we're predominantly going to be talking about like football and such here and FIFA and all that
Video
jazz
games, yeah.
on our Twitch stream and video games, of course. But like when you might be hearing more, like predominantly more on the football FIFA side for a bit, like say percentage wise, maybe like a good chunk of it. I don't really want to give a number that might be false as we progress with our podcast here, but we really want to be a part of this great community, especially the gaming community. I think something about the gaming community that makes it so special is that all your issues, all your problems, when you're with the right group of people and you find the right group of people, you forget about all of it. And whatever you went through throughout the day, whatever you go through in life, you see your favorite streamers, you see your favorite content creators, or you're with your video gaming friends, and all life's problems are solved, and it's just ecstasy
Hmm.
for everyone.
Like in my case, like I don't disagree with you in any kind of way, shape, or form. If anything, what I would like to add to that is the fact that, of course, the tragedy that just happened in Jacksonville. Rest in peace to all the people that
Yep.
died, that are hurt, their families and everything. But the fact that that happened in every single big YouTuber, every single person that's in gaming, every single person that only loves the sport or any kind of activity, you could hate Madden and still want to help them out. Just because
Mhm.
that's the community, that's what people or the media blames video games in some way, shape, or form, and somehow like they could be more than wrong. we
Correct.
we we're all together, we're all a family. It's the same as sports. You might be rivals in a sense, but you don't want the other team or the other organizations or anyone else to be in a tragedy. It's all
Hmm.
friendly rivalry. It's just the competitive edge. You just wanna be a winner, but not on the how do you put this, or how do you say it in English, when not on the tragedy of someone else. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but you don't want to win for someone else not being able to compete.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know where you're getting at. I can't phrase it, but I know what you're getting at though on that.
yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, freaking, at the end of the day, if we can be even a fraction of what, like, let's say KSI is, or like a fraction of like Nepenthes or Ninja,
Mhm.
which at the moment is arguably the biggest one out there, and he just like if you watch Ninja streams, you can see all he preaches is zero bullying, zero racism, zero, like he proposes competitivity, but at the same time he does it in a way that just like, hey, everyone, there's a cake, everyone needs to get a piece. It's not about like who gets the bigger piece. It's about like, hey, I like at the moment, like he said, like at the moment the biggest one, I'm gonna give it to someone else. I don't want to keep it myself. If everyone grows, we all grow. Or if I help everyone, everyone grows, and that means my piece of the cake gets bigger. It's not like if I keep it to myself, if anything, my piece of the cake is gonna be smaller. So same idea here. We just want to be a part of that. We want to help in the way we can help. We want to be a part of it because it's a passion. And at the end of the day, if we can monetize it, great. If not, if we can create friends, like if anything, that's actually part of the what we're saying. Why I haven't met him in real life ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like freaking. Yeah. We just happened. Gonzo, who's in the chat right now, we never seen each other. We never like seen in person. We only met through FIFA, Discord, and Twitch. And since then on, like I consider one of my best friends, and I assume you consider me the other way. And if we don't, well, I said it.
Yeah, about that. No. No. Like it's the same over here. Like my follower friend mod here, Supreme. He's been with me since I started FIFA 16 and started FIFA 17. It's just crazy. Like 2 years. This guy, he's one of my great friends. I also would love to consider him a best friend and whatnot. The amount of conversations I've had with him, discussions and all that jazz, like just I don't know. That's what I mean about the community. Same with Gonzo as well. I've got to know him over the course of the last year as well. And you, Kiko, like it's just amazing what the gaming community does in terms of connecting with other people. You come from different backgrounds, come from different parts of the world, region, and all that, and like it's just a special relationship that sometimes is usually better than most physical relationships with other friends, surprisingly.
I mean, I'll tell you that that's true in some of my scenarios because I've been like people from Honduras that they're in friends. I don't have at the end of the day the need of having to talk to them every day because I know the friendship is there, and I suck at keeping in contact with people when I'm too focused on the grind.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, yeah, like sometimes like this kind of relationship, you can tell what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me see someone from my chat. Actually Taylor, who works with me. I got a couple of friends from a guild I started back in 2008 that I consider some of my best friends that I never met. Granted, they're from New Zealand and Germany and shit. See, simple as that.
No, yeah, exactly. Like I have a friend of mine. His name's Ivan, not Ivan Decoy, but he's another
He lives in Chicago, right?
He lives in Sacramento, and like I've known him since 2011. I've known him for 7 years, going to be about 8 years now. And I mean, I'm a few years older than him, so like we've seen each other growing up. I've seen him graduate high school and all that jazz, and it's just crazy. Like 7, 8 years go by, and I've never met him physically yet. I have such a great friendship with him. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Thanks to Call of Duty.
Oh wait, did it all start on Call of Duty?
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. I got a random invite to a private lobby, and they were just playing Infected, and I hear him talking through the mic and whatnot. I'm like, who is this kid? Like he was just so funny and just talking shit and all that. And I'm like, who is this kid? And so I started talking to him, and who would have thought that 7, 8 years later, I would be his best friend, one of his best friends.
Hey, there you go. It happened. I remember. Yeah. Wait, isn't that how you met me, dude? Like you guys invited me to like no stop grinding or something like that community.
Yeah. It was a Mexican Uzi who started that. If I'm correct.
Yeah. Speaking of Uzi, like we should have him in the podcast one of these days. But he's like what's it? He's owned to be partner at this point.
I know.
Like freaking Twitch, fix your shit, dudes. Like freaking
honestly.
Like at this point,
if we could vote.
Yeah, like Mexican Uzi has been grinding for way too long. Like he's due the partnership already. But
oh yeah.
Moving let me see. I've got a buddy that I met on League who lived in Utah. We were duo partners and we were really good, great synergy. He flew to Florida for the League World Championship and stayed with me for a week, and we played games and watched the championship. You see the beauty of gaming, dude. You legitimately just talk to someone, and like that's the thing. When you told me that your freaking coach canceled the tournament in Florida, I was gonna say like, dude, you can stay at my fucking house. I don't care. But shit, like moving on, because if not, we're gonna stay get stuck on the community thing, which
I
is
know there's
it's
too many
a
things
it's
going
a
on.
podcast by itself, in all honesty. But moving on, football and FIFA. What are our plans of integrating that into the podcast? Like, I know we already mentioned the fact that we love it and what it is about and how involved we are into it, but what exactly are we gonna do? I know we had some conversations in the background. We still haven't had the full plan, but what are we doing?
Yeah, so Kiko and I had discussed this earlier as well as we started this awesome project 18 hours ago. um we were talking about trying to find ways to not just only like make the discussion through our podcast between him and I, but also include guests as well, and even more so involve followers in the on this journey and through these podcasts. We were thinking about like doing predictions and whatnot. Maybe do some recaps. Like for example, we can talk about the UCL draw and the nominees and winners and whatnot. We can also talk about share funny fails that we find in the football world or video gaming world and post it on to the screen for you all, so that way we can have our laughs and we'd have our followers be able to share the links as well. And we look at the content, make sure it's nothing offensive and nothing too spammy, and if it's funny we share it to the podcast.
Also, we're trying to do the whole the way we're gonna integrate it. We're gonna do oh, Taylor just said like you should add some contact otaku highlight reel. But what I was gonna say, we are planning to do the predictions one on Friday, and then we predict the games, who's gonna win, how wins. We're gonna have our own like score in the middle of it. Like we're gonna do our own predictions of it, and then we're gonna react on Tuesday or Monday whenever all the games are done, and then we actually like go involve into it and just like, oh, and there's a challenge. Maybe we gotta like eat like in my case, you give me a spicy food, I'm fucked. So like eating something like that. But the more I think about it, the more there's gonna be more involvement into it. But also we want to involve FIFA into the idea, because at the end of the day, that's the game that we want to play, and or that we mainly want to stream. So the competitive side, OP cards, what are the other things? Like different series, different events and stuff like that. Maybe one day we flew to a Gamescom or something like that. We actually like make a stream live with our followers.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be
Mm-hmm.
great actually.
But then here I want to segue into it, just because I know we're gonna get more involved into it. What are our hopes of FIFA 19?
um so been seeing a lot of like mixed back and forth comments and whatnot in regards to the build and the gameplay for FIFA 19. People were saying that the beta that they were playing, the content creators were saying that, oh, some people saying it was trash, and then some people said, oh, it's because it was an older build and whatnot. Um, Aside from all that, I just always try to hope for the best. Always try to give it. I always want to give it a chance. Um, I would like to do career mode and whatnot, but I don't think I'm gonna dedicate myself as much as I'd like. Um, Kiko, I think you brought up either it was on a stream or it was through conversation that we had or wherever it was. You'd mentioned about trying to pretty much go all out on Ultimate Team, but not spend money. Let's not do play to win. Actually like grind to win and achieve and get as far as we can. That's something I'd love to do. One thing I saw Gonzo earlier comment on it. I really would love to do this. I kind of want to try and shift maybe as well, involve pro clubs into it. I've got an Xbox. You've got an Xbox. Gonzo's got an Xbox. I know a couple people have a PlayStation as well. So I don't know. We could create some sort of a club community, whether it's on cross different platforms or it's on one sole platform, and we can just I don't know grind our way to the top on that one too, and try and have a good time with our followers and friends over here.
I know, of course, of course. I know what you mean. Like freaking, at the end of the day, freaking what's his face? Give me just one second. I'm trying to add the
No, you're fine.
the Twitter tag for both of us. Go and then just put yours right here. But what I was gonna say is just for Ultimate Team, I was thinking there's not really a reason why we should having to get, how do I put this? There's no reason why to give money to EA anymore. It's at this point it's only pay to win, which is awful. Hopefully the FIFA 19 is not bad in that same sense that you gotta drop at least $200-$300 to at least have a decent team from the get-go. You can always grind it. Yeah. Is that your amount?
No, don't. I just dropped an amount, okay? Fuck.
Okay. I thought it came from a place from experience, but same thing. I want to grind career mode because at the end of the day, single player. I want to do the pro clubs. That's a goal of mine. The freaking, if anything, I wish they didn't do the journey again. I wish they did something like 2K, that they just make your player and you make your own career.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm kind of sick of just seeing Alex Hunter do the whole thing.
Yeah, that's something that I know. Like I know originally, like when was it introduced? FIFA 17, right? The first journey came out. A lot of people were hyped for it and were hoping that it would be just like 2K, where you could create a player. It's just kind of like, it's funny though. At the same time, after FIFA 18, people were like said like no one really plays the journey anymore. Once you finish the story, that's it. What's the point? You know, it's just those are the moments where I do tend to question. Obviously we don't have a voice, but we are consumers of the game regardless, and I just can't help to think to myself, like, if you know it's like not really working anymore, if it's not something that people really want, why do you continue to offer this product if it's no longer there? But maybe by FIFA there'll be some improvements by FIFA 19, or hell, even FIFA 20. They'll finally be able to do the thing that 2K has been doing for years now. But I mean, I just try to give it some faith. I think that's the one thing I try to do, is give this game some faith to see if there is any sort of improvements that they can do, or finally listen to the voices that are the FIFA players of all kind.
Like, at the end of the day, I don't know why, but have you seen the EA Game Changers?
Yes.
The more I see the people that are picking, not saying that Swayback or Buck Army or any of them are not gonna be vocal about it, but why are they not getting Castro? Why are they not getting Nick 2018? Why are they not getting Nepenthes?
Yeah, well, I know Nepenthes is kind of like not on EA, isn't on the EA's list because of his what was it that he was doing, the coin trading thing. So he hasn't been pretty much welcomed back by EA. But like I would love for him to finally become some sort of game changer or get back into an affiliation, because I feel like his opinions, whether like people disagree or not, I feel like they're so important and vital, because he tries to be as neutral as possible. He'll get triggered, he'll get pissed at the game and whatnot, but he tries to offer a voice of opportunity for the people and convince people, okay, it's not as bad as we want to make it. We get frustrated, but at the end of the day, the game still isn't as terrible. But to some, you know, it's a terrible game, but it's a terrible game. But you know, I feel like with his, I feel like he's just an honest person, and the community needs more people like him. EA needs to give someone like Nepenthes a game changer opportunity. Like you said, maybe Zweiback and Buck Army won't be yes men that's been trending around.
Hopefully they shouldn't be. They already have their social media. They already have the platform. They don't really depend on EA giving them an opportunity.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing. The other day, I don't know if you were on his stream, but Nick 2018, he was saying like, dude, if I ever get the chance of being a EA game changer, you got to know that the first thing I'm gonna say, like, can I still be vocal about it? Can I still like say whatever the fuck I want? Can I still, like, if you tell me there's gonna be improvements, can I go into my stream and straight away just like, hey, I like, they know you've been hating this, so they just told me to let you know to do it. So that's what I feel like game changer should be for, because I follow Swayback, I follow Buck Army, and to this date I still haven't seen them like tweet out anything about like, hey, all the words about the beta, they're not there. It was just a really old build, and they just told me that all the complaints they
Yeah.
just tweaked them. Simple tweet like that, dude. Simple.
Yeah.
Like eventually, I would love to have like freaking it. I know this is like shooting for the stars, but maybe one day having Nepenthes himself, maybe Nick, maybe Swayback, maybe Buck Army, maybe Elite, or how do you say his name? The trader.
Which one?
You know the FIFA trader? He's really good at making coins without playing a single game.
Oh shit.
Elite.
Yeah, elite. Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Elite?
Yeah. Sean,
Okay.
elite.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. I would love to have him on the stream one day because his knowledge of the game is extremely amazing. I would like to see his point of view on like having this kind of conversation and like what he thinks of of FIFA, of EA, what they're doing wrong, and if the market's ever gonna change or anything.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think it'd be awesome to oh, sorry, Supreme was putting in some names for coin traders like Run the Foot Market, Golden Bear. Oh, never mind, LOL.
I mean, Run the Foot Market and Golden Bear. Do they even stream? Do they even show their face publicly?
Oh, I've seen them, but I don't. I'm not sure on that one.
Because that's the thing.
Can't answer that one.
If they haven't done a face reveal or shown their face publicly, we cannot just blast them into a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But what was gonna say? But the whole idea of FIFA 19, we're gonna be critical in this stream, in this podcast. We're gonna be letting people know our opinion. At the end of the day, last year we were very vocal. Every time the game pissed us off, either we will stop playing the game and change games, or we will talk like explain our opinion. We didn't have the voice. Hopefully we get the voice this back end of the year, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yep, I remember on stream, got a
Yeah,
clip.
me breaking the
Got
monitor.
raged at, broken monitor. I raged at Foot Champs, and I conceded a stupid goal, and I went straight to Call of Duty in the middle of my stream.
Oh, I remember that. You just legit
You
just
were on
quit,
that
right?
one. Yeah, you were watching it.
I mean, dude, freaking that game gives you rage. Not because you're losing, but because it just doesn't make sense sometimes.
Unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy.
Because this is the thing, Fortnite, which we're probably gonna leave Fortnite for another day because that could be a topic by itself. But Fortnite, if you lose the game, unless you lag really bad or something, you just got killed. You just got outbuilt. You just got outshoot. You just got laser beam or something. Meanwhile, on FIFA, you could literally have the control for the whole game, and then 1 second to the other, freaking momentum happens or whatever, and you just get killed.
Yeah.
Freaking, you can.
So, Supreme just said, by the way, I didn't mean to interrupt you. He said, Run to Foot Market does show his face. Golden Bear is just Twitter.
Okay. Okay, so we will have to like tweet at them and see if they want to do it or not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot for the stars, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Never hurts to try, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
Say is no.
Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna tell you? From now on, we've been on for 33 minutes. Do you wanna just see like what to expect about the channel and like just close it for our first show?
Yeah. You can do that half if you don't mind.
I mean, for the what to expect, like Guaje and me said, we're gonna be trying to get as many guests as we can. Gonzo's already wanted to get on to have a conversation about it. We're gonna try to shoot from one of the big ones, Elite, Nepenthes, Swayback, all of them, mainly from the FIFA community. That's our game. But if we can get like high distortion, will be good. Dakotas will be amazing. Any kind of like streamer that you guys want us to have in the process, that's actually, and leave in the comments down below. Or in the Twitch stream, we're gonna be looking at the comments at all time. We're making a brand new channel. It's gonna be Coast to Coast. That's literally the name of the channel. I'm gonna be dropping the link on my whole social media. I'm assuming Guaje is gonna be doing the same. And
Yep.
I mean, Gonzo can get Ninja. If we ever get Ninja, we made it.
Make him talk about FIFA.
I mean, he's a soccer fan. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to play soccer, but besides that, hopefully everyone enjoyed the first coast to coast podcast. I have fun.
Yeah.
I definitely want to keep this going, but we definitely need to find one schedule and two how to keep the roll rolling.
No, yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're doing it just in time as the seasons are starting in the football world,
Mm-hmm.
right before FIFA 19 comes out, right before Black Ops 4 comes out, and other great games that should be right around the corner. But yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come with this new project that we've started.
Yes, sir. And tomorrow, we should be live later at night. I'm gonna be doing my all day stream. Guaje, I know you work, so we're gonna do
Yeah.
the second podcast until later on. That's when we're gonna do our predictions for the weekend for the Premier League and all that, and also our reactions to the UCL draw and who we think is gonna win and everything, and our reactions to different championships and stuff like that. But until then, I've been Fake Gamer. He's been Guaje.
Yeah.
Our links are gonna be down below. And is there anything else you want to say before we finish it?
No, you pretty much covered it, man. I'm just excited, and I'm really excited to involve our followers and everything. So, thanks for whoever stuck by, and really appreciate the numbers that we already had, considering we just
This is
gave this
just
as
number
a
one.
first try. Yeah. All right, and Supreme just said, had to sleep an hour ago. Thanks for keeping me up. LOL. It is an awesome podcast. Thanks, Supreme. I appreciate that, bro.
There we go. That's all we can do. So, thank
Yeah.
you, everyone. Subscribe to my channel and Guaje's channel. Follow all our Twitch. All our links are gonna be down below. And we'll see you on the second podcast. Peace.
Peace.